And we're back.
Welcome to the Cavalry, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 255.
255.
Yes.
Welcome to the Cavalry. Johnny, it's great to see you. You're looking way up. You're looking way... You look like you look like the pharmacist that I went to today to pick up Heidi's prescription, and she was like, her computer screen, for some reason, like everything was written on the ceiling to her. She's like typing and looking way up in the sky. This is really odd. It's like you're blind. It's like you're Daredevil.
I know. This is gonna be very unexciting for the well, that's not what I needed.
It was unexciting for me too, to be honest with you. Oh,
can you see that? That's my computer screen.
Here, let me zoom in. Oh God, what happened?
I'll just tell our listeners that are like, what the fuck are they looking at? Last night, Aaron was using my computer to look up destinations, which we've talked about on this for our anniversary.
Boutique, locally owned.
Yeah. Yes.
With no AC.
Yes. And she left my computer. She set it down on the couch to go do something. And when she came back, the puppy dog, Ruthie, had chewed the corner of my MacBook Pro to the point where the screen is just dead now. So I have to have it plugged into an external monitor to use this computer. So I'm not looking at Andrew. I'm looking at the monitor above my camera.
But what can't you look at? What's the camera that's pointing at you right now?
It's the same camera on the top of the screen, but I like to look at us.
No, look at the camera. Come on, be a professional.
This is
look dead-eyed.
Look,
I can look right into that green dot. That kind of freaky, huh?
Ooh, it is.
We're like making eye contact. Love. You know, it's weird. It's like if we both look into each other's screens, to people watching, it looks like, oh my God, they're making dead eye contact. But really, we're not looking at each other at all.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever looked at you while recording. I'm always just looking at myself.
Right. That's why this show works. We're able to stare at ourselves.
That's right.
I don't even have your screen up.
How pissed would you be? I mean, granted.
Oh, I know. Okay, we're glossing over the.
I got this in 2017. I want to say this computer, and it's fine. I mean, well, some of the keys stick. Like when I type in my password to unlock the computer, because the two, like every time you push it once, 3 2s pop up. So that's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
So some of the keys kind of stick, and I would never pay to have the keyboard replaced. The battery's just shot. It always has to be plugged in.
Have you ever? It sounds like it sounds like Ruthie did you a favor. I hate to say it.
I think you're right, but financially, we just bought a minivan on Saturday. I can't afford another computer.
Yeah, just bundle it into the loan.
Yeah.
I find it's easier to spend money once you're spending a ton of money. Once you just go, oh my God, we're in debt. Just kind of package it all into one monthly nut. You know what I mean? Right. Then you're like, that's fine.
But then if you do that.
But then if you're like somebody's just out of the blue hits you with like a $400, you're like, oh my God, we're gonna go broke. You know what I mean? You can't stand it. You know.
But the problem with that is, yes, it's easy to spend. It's like, oh, I'll just add this. I'll just pretend I'll just tell my brain it's part of the car loan. But the problem with that is that there's the guilt. Like I won't be able to enjoy this new MacBook Pro. I'll be like, I shouldn't have.
But you didn't. But it's your dog and your wife.
I know it's an excuse, but I mean, I'm going to do this. It's going to happen.
Oh, it'll be great. And you can buy them like used, like minivans.
Oh, I'm not interested in that. I don't want someone else's boogers. No, thank you.
Why is it with cars, everyone universally, there are some like people out there who buy like a brand new car,
Yeah.
But almost universally, normal people are like, no, you got to buy your car used. It loses value the second it goes off the lot. Totally. I agree with that.
Yes.
But nothing else. That's true with almost everything else, but we don't do it. You can buy a used laptop. You can buy a used, baby crib
Yeah.
or whatever. But people buy new versions of that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, I don't know. I mean, as far as the computer, like, there's something exciting about just a new sexy computer. Also, I'm not rubbing my penis all over the minivan. You know what I mean?
Well, you aren't.
Right, but the previous
Owner.
did.
That's the one you got to worry about.
Yeah.
This laptop I'm talking into right now was a refurbished, but I bought it. Now, this is interesting. I bought it from, this is interesting.
This is Apple Talk, everybody. Go ahead.
This is Apple Talk, and it's not interesting. This is interesting is something you say to try and trick people when you're about to say something boring. This is interesting. My refurbished laptop was actually not even that much cheaper than a new one.
You were right.
Yeah.
Oh, but I am intrigued. Did you buy it? Is it like a refurbished you bought from Apple? Or
yeah,
like,
that's why it's not that much cheaper,
Yeah.
because it's like literally probably was just like an open box scenario. I who knows if anybody had used it before, but like they guarantee everything. So
Right.
it's gonna be good. And it was like it was like opening a brand new laptop, but it was like somewhat cheaper than the other ones.
Continuing tech talk, did you get Apple Care for it?
No. Does Apple Care cover your dog chewing the screen?
Well, that's a good question. I don't have Apple Care, so
Yeah.
But you know what? I retroactively got Apple Care for my watch, and I was able to just switch it out and get a new one, even though I bought it afterwards. I feel like it was a glitch.
Oh, that's cool.
But do you have a MacBook Air, MacBook Pro? Like,
I have a MacBook Pro.
Okay.
I have a knee-jerk reaction against any insurance.
Sure.
I only get the insurance that I literally have to buy. And I broke down and I got car insurance that's like slightly better than the state minimum requirements, because we're so dependent on this car. Like, it kind of hit me, the car's paid off. It's a good Prius. We only have one. I was like, if something happened to that car, it is like a huge liability for us. So I got like upgrading, but that's it. Unless I hate all that stuff. I feel like it's a scam, because if it wasn't a scam, then they wouldn't be offering it.
Right.
Like if it wasn't a good deal for them, why would they be in the business? It doesn't make any sense. It's like gambling. The casinos, we like blackjack. It works for us, not for you. I feel like
we turned down the CarMax, what is it? Max Care, the extended warranty. Like,
oh God.
The sales guy had me. I was like, I don't know. Just get a peace of mind. And Erin was like, I texted her. She's like, fuck no.
Yes. Thank you, Erin.
Yeah.
You ever get it offered when you just buy something at like Best Buy or something, you just start laughing at them
when they offer you the insurance on your,
you're buying like a universal remote for your mother-in-law, and they're like, would you like the 2-year warranty? And you start like, what the fuck? You guys have no conscience at all.
It's like $7. It's full replacement. Like, what? Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of, I feel for you. So are you going to get like a MacBook Pro? Are you going to get an Apple for sure?
Yeah, I have to get an Apple. But that's the thing. Like, so why do you get is it because of video editing, or why'd you get a Pro instead of just Google Docs?
As it is, I'm constantly deleting stuff off this computer. So if it's a storage thing, just get the one with the biggest.
Well, I will get that, but I mean, you could get a MacBook Air that just doesn't have a powerful drive and doesn't have,
Well, yeah, I wanted it to edit video. So I'm sure when I don't know anything about computers really. So I'm sure when I looked it up, I just was like, what's the one that's good for like video editing?
Yeah. So that's why I want to get a MacBook Pro.
Yeah. So it sounded like you already knew the answer.
Yeah, but I was just curious.
Yeah.
of your motivations.
Yeah, I use it 99%. I use it to edit this podcast, and the other 1% is to edit stand-up videos. And then the other, there's no percent left, but let's say I'd left myself 1 more percent is to just sit and stare at my Gmail, my Google Calendar, and will emails to come in to fill up the calendar.
Yeah, that's not working for me.
It's not? That
I
doesn't
gotta.
work?
Oh man, it's not working for me.
Do you think like comedy, they say there might be a recession coming, or it feels like stock market's down, maybe there's people are skittish, recession talk. Comedy does get hit by that, you know, but it does seem like it's also tough during the good times. You know what I mean?
Like, I guess it depends on who we are.
We went through these boom. We just went through a boom market. The stock market's up like 1 billion% or whatever. But that didn't really. I didn't feel that. Did you feel that?
No. I kind of feel like I'm outside of that. Like, oh, okay, I'm just keeping up with this so that I know what my audiences are going through. But I'm always financially worse off than everyone in the club.
The one thing I noticed, because like comedy is still pretty cheap, so it's like in a way it's recession proof, like for clubs and bar shows and breweries. Like it's like a lot of these places a $15, $20 ticket. It's like, you know, that's eggs these days, you know.
Yeah.
But like the one place I think you get hit is with the corporate gigs. Like those dry up fast.
Oh yeah. Like they don't offer them as much.
Christmas parties, they're like, we're not wasting no one's getting a bonus.
Yeah,
you know, they'd just be angry. No, there's no party. You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's where comedy feels it.
Yeah. Man.
Did I say bring it on? I'm ready.
Bring on what?
Bring on a recession. I'm ready for it. You know.
Because comedy's like beer. Like, you know, even when everyone's fucked up, they're like, well, I'm buying beer. I'm getting beer.
Right.
Like, well, I have to go out and have a good time. I have to laugh. I need.
Right. And it's actually like cheaper. It's like, we're not like Argosy boat tours or like, you know, like a high end. We're not a ski chalet or those, you know, those places.
I don't know what either of those two things are.
Yeah.
What's a ski chalet?
Well, like a ski experience or destination resort.
Okay.
You know, like skiing.
Well, I know what skiing is, but why did you say that chalet word?
Well, I don't know. Chalet is like a place that you would go, and it's like got hotel rooms and a ski lift, and I don't know. Maybe
like in Superman 3, where he skis on the right out of the hotel room onto the roof of the building.
I've never seen Superman 3.
I'm sorry. We need to
do this. Are we gonna do this?
You've never seen Superman 3?
You haven't seen Superman 3?
It's not. I'm not saying, oh, you haven't seen Heat or you haven't seen Titanic. This is Superman 3. That's like, wow, you never saw The Little Mermaid. Superman 3. Richard Pryor.
I've seen the poster. My friend Jason.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, never mind.
I get it.
What kind of computer are you getting again? Let's get back on track. You've seen the poster?
Yeah, my friend Jason.
I have
my best friend Jason. He had the poster up in his room, and it was Superman carrying Richard Pryor in his arms like a baby, flying through the air. So I get the idea. You know, Superman saves the day.
Did you see Superman 2?
No.
I'm getting nervous here. You know what I'm moving towards. Have you seen Superman?
I mean, I've got the gist of it. I've seen it like on TV at times, you know. Is that the one with
Superman? It's the one with
Superman. That's Marlon Brando is
Jarrell. Oh, now you got me questioning.
Jarrell. I told you Ginger watches the cartoon Superman, but she only watches she just loves the first episode when the planet blows up. It's her favorite. She loves the baby getting put in the rocket ship and leaving, and then the parents dying. And a billion people blowing up. That's her favorite part of Superman.
I'll keep an eye on her.
Yeah. No, it just means she loves tough decisions. You know, she loves pragmatic, tough choices.
All right.
What Marlon Brando, and then who else is in Superman? Who plays Lex Luthor?
The old Gene Hackman, R.I.P.
Gene Hackman, R.I.P. Oh my God, we didn't talk about that story.
Yeah, no, we didn't. Oh yeah.
Heidi was convinced that was a sad, like that was really sad, the details of that. But I'm like, he's 90 years old or something, 92.
Yeah.
He had dementia, but he was still living in his own house.
Yeah.
And, you know, he died probably not knowing that his wife had died a week earlier of hantavirus.
Yeah.
That's not so bad.
I mean, it's sad.
For him, it's sad. It's sad for her because she died. She was like in her 60s taking care of this 90-year-old, and then he outlives her. You know, that's sad.
Yeah.
But for him,
well, what word would you use?
Well, I would use, it's
about right.
Not a tragedy. It's not really a tragedy. It's just like you celebrate he had a nice life, and that's like the way I would probably, not a bad way to go, to die in your own home in your 90s.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean?
Didn't he hit his head or something?
Oh, that was going to be my topic. And then I was afraid we have too many like experts listening to the show, and a lot of them are your brothers and sisters.
A lot of them are your brothers.
There's all these dentists and doctors, and you're like, oh my God, you can never have an opinion around here. But like I was gonna say like natural causes.
What about natural causes?
It seems like a cop out. Like it seems like there is a reason why they died, but at a certain age, we're just like,
yeah, it doesn't matter.
What does it really matter? Do you really want me to dig in here and do the autopsy and figure it out? Yeah. Like after a certain age, you're allowed to just say natural causes.
Yeah.
But there's still
do you really want to put it in the paper that shit filled up his lungs because he was 103 and that just happens?
He died of shit lung. I don't, that would be my take, is that there is no such thing as natural causes. Like, yeah, there are natural causes. Like a heart attack is a natural cause. That's a cause. Yeah. That's natural. It's in nature.
Because they died of old age, but that's a big bucket.
Yeah.
I would say, but I still think that's sad. Yeah, we did not talk about this story. So they thought it was like gas poisoning that they all died, but they found out later that she was dead for a week, and he just didn't know
because he has like dementia.
Yeah,
but gas is like sadder to me for some reason.
Yeah, I bet a lot of people bought those monitors after that story came out. Gas, what are they called?
Right. And then once they heard it wasn't that, they returned them immediately. Like, we don't need this bullshit.
It's a scam.
I knew this carbon monoxide shit was a scam. It's the rats. You got the hantavirus. That's what's gonna get you.
Yeah.
No, that seems so senseless. The gas thing is like that seems like the worst. You're like, oh my God. Although we talked about that, it's actually kind of a great way to go too, because you just die in your sleep and your whole family's gone and no one has to do any of the chores, the death chores.
Yeah, that's where government comes in and cleans up.
Yeah, just sweep you all into the backyard.
Yeah.
Burn me with all my stuff. Just make a big Roman sort of pyre, or, giant bonfire in the back, burn everything.
Yep.
Leave no trace. Leave no trace I ever existed.
I find that when I look in the camera, first of all, you didn't even comment that I'm looking in the camera. It's
I know. Well, now you're going back and forth. You're going back and forth, and it's like one of those bad SNL hosts who's like looking at the cue cards and then back at the people and then straight back at the cue. So you either got to commit and look at the cue cards the whole time or not.
All right, I'm going. I mean, I've been looking at the cue cards the whole time. I just looked at the camera for about 18 seconds to see if you were like, "Oh, did your computer come back to life?"
No, because I told you I'm just staring at me the whole time.
Oh,
I'm just
okay,
looking
yeah.
into my own baby blues.
Your own beautiful eyes just falling in love.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did we talk about this? How do you want to die?
Well, dementia, it's so hard on if it weren't so hard on the loved one, it seems like a pretty cool deal because
Oh, I don't know.
but you don't know, you're not the one suffering really,
Yeah, but I also feel like that could be like hell. Just this.
Well, because you snap out of it every once in a while, you snap out of it.
You do, or you're saying?
I think at first, at least you do, and then it's probably like embarrassing and frustrating.
Yeah, it's probably very frustrating, and it's like, I mean, I don't know. I sound like an asshole even speculating. So I have no idea. But like, have you ever been super high and like you start freaking out? Like you feel like doors have been opened for you that are not for other people, and you're like, you just start to like kind of spiral. Like, what if it's like that, and you're just like, but you don't know who you are or who everyone is? I mean, that would be terrifying.
I think the only good way to go is to get really old so that you can't complain. I mean, like if you make it in your 90s or whatever, you really can't. You're like, well, what did I miss? I got it all. So there's no like big sort of like, man, I got cheated out of this or that.
Yeah.
And then to just get to the point where they just put you on the morphine drip.
Yeah.
Like if you can get to the morphine, I think that's the way to go. And just sort of like, you just kind of zombie out.
You just get high out.
Yeah. Like I bet the way Jimmy Carter went was pretty good.
How'd he go?
Well, he was just in like hospice for like 6 years.
Oh God.
So like, maybe that's not great either. I don't know.
What about like, I don't know. I mean, there's really no good way to. I think
all
like
all the cool ways, like skydiving off of the Empire State Building and your parachute doesn't open, or like ramming my motorcycle into the Eiffel Tower or whatever. It's like all that requires you to die young. And that's like the one bad thing about death, is like if you get cheated out of like some good years.
This is what I want to do. I want to get to like 85 and have like someone just shoot me in the back of the head and rob me. And I don't even know it.
Do they have to rob you, or can they just shoot you in the back of the
head? I mean, they could, but why would anyone just shoot someone?
Well, have you met yourself?
That's a good point. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I guess I don't care after they could do
it. You're right.
Because then you're not even thinking about it.
Yeah.
You're just like, I'm alive. Boom.
But then that's so funny because, we frown upon shooting old people in the back of the head when really this seems like the nicest thing you could ever do to somebody.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a tough. Well, that's just I'm sure there's a lot of them that wouldn't want that. There's probably a lot of.
Well, it is. You should never pick an age. I will say that. Like you just said, 85.
Yeah,
you can't do that
because now I'm not going to make it that far.
No, you will, and then you'll be 85, and you'll be like, okay, this was the age I was supposed to want to get shot in the back of the head. You're probably like, not today. Whoa, it's a little hasty there. Can we make it?
Yeah,
can we make it 91.
Oh man, that is weird to think about. Like there's going to be a day where we are so old, where we're like, we got a couple years left.
Well, I told you my grandma is 94. I want to say 95 or maybe I don't know, somewhere 94 or 96. I'm not even sure.
Oh my God!
And we were visiting her, and she goes, I'm not even the oldest person in this building. She's like, there's somebody who's like 99 or 100 or something. And I was like, wow, that's so inspiring. You know, she's like, I hope I don't live that long. So I think you do. There is an age where, or just a health point.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm good, man. I got to do everything. You know,
Yeah.
that's why these people who want to live forever, I don't think they get it. I think you're like, you are like nature took care of that. Like if you make it to an elderly age, you get way more comfortable dying.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like that guy. His name's Brian Johnson. Have you heard of him? He's like this
No.
billionaire, and his whole thing, like he wants to live forever. So he's
How old is
doing.
he?
He's only in his 50s, I think.
Okay.
But he's trying to like show you that he's not aging, and so he gets these testing done that show actually I have the genetics of a 32-year-old, you know. And he stays in good shape, and his diet is crazy, and he takes blood from his son, and he does all this stuff, ices himself, you know.
He sounds like an asshole.
Yeah, like so what is that? Why does everyone, whenever I bring that up, or to me I have the same reaction, but why are we all annoyed or repulsed by that idea of him? Just he's not hurting anybody really. I guess he could be like,
His son maybe.
yeah, his son, or like he could be hurting us when he's like 500 years old, still sucking away at our resources when he should have like, and he's not contributing anything anymore. But like, but it sounds miserable. That's what I'm saying. You know, guess what the last meal of the day is for him? The last
lunch.
What time? What time is his last meal?
4:30
p.m.
Yeah,
probably 11 a.m. That's the last
this guy's a
hour,
fucking idiot,
right? Like you're not. How can you want that? How can that you're going to do that for the rest of your life?
Yeah, no, come on.
Yeah.
I would rather die at fucking 48.
I thought you were going to say I would. If that was it for me, I'd rather die at 11:45. My last meal was at 11 a.m. I'd rather die. I don't want to live forever. I'd rather die at 11:45.
I can't eat until the next day.
I can't make it to noon.
I think it's because the reason everyone's repulsed, because it's like, come on, man, we're all humans. We're all on the same team. You're trying to be better than who we all are together. That's the one thing. We're all gonna die, and you're like, nope, not me. I'm gonna fuck off. Ooh. Wow, that really snuck out of me.
You sound like you might not make it to 85 there, pal.
That is my secret potion. Orange cream Coca-Cola.
Yeah. I don't think that's on Brian Johnson's list of live forever juice.
He shotguns a bottle of that at 11:45 every day.
Yeah. Oh my God. Speaking of health food, I was at this is just a funny thing that happened. You file this under pre-show banter, funny thing that happened. That's what
you got that, Benny?
Because it's not really a topic. But Chipotle. And Chipotle is great. See, do you like Chipotle?
Love it.
Love it. Okay, good. I love Chipotle. And I kind of like soured on Chipotle recently. I was like, it wasn't in my rotation, and I just didn't want to go. And I was like, why do I not want to go to Chipotle? And it hit me.
What's wrong with me?
What's wrong with me? Snap out of it.
Come on, Andrew.
Eating fresh salads and chicken. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Why don't you want to go to Chipotle?
God, what are you, Brian Johnson?
I'm Brian Johnsoning over here. I realized is because there is a Chipotle in Portland. There's not that many because Portland, of course, we have all these like hipster places. But like we have one Chipotle. It's out near the airport, but it's like not a great area. And that Chipotle is a dump. It's dirty and they don't take care of it. And this is like the only, and I'd been there like 3 or 4 times. And like that had been the only Chipotle I'd been going to for a while.
Yeah.
And so it put this thing in my head of like Chipotle sucks, you know. I was like, oh man, I never like feel good in there, and you're never like sure about the food because there's like shit on the tables and
Ugh. Sounds awful.
not you know, more like guacamole, but whatever, you get it.
Sure. Same consistency.
But you know what I mean? And so that like sullied the whole Chipotle experience for me.
Oh,
So
you got to go to
Chipotle
a clean new one.
They need to be careful about their franchises. They need to get in there. And
Oh,
like, you know
yeah.
what I mean? Because it
Yeah.
hurts the brand, you know?
Yeah.
But we went to one in Astoria when we were visiting Heidi's mom, and it was great. Great experience. Clean, bright, food was good.
It
hot,
refreshed,
you know?
rejuvenated your love.
Coke machine was great. Diet Coke was great. Fountain Diet Coke. Everything was on board. And get this. So there's a guy working there, and he waits for the line to die down. But then he gets out from behind the counter, and he gets him, you know, he's going to order.
Yeah.
I guess like his lunch break or whatever. But I swear to God, he's wearing the shirt. So I know for a fact he works at Chipotle. He's wearing the hat. And he gets up to the counter and he looks at the glass and he starts rubbing his hands together like this. Like,
oh, I'm excited.
Like, can't wait to eat. I was like, how could you be that excited to eat Chipotle when you've been slaving over this exact food all morning, and you're like, finally my turn to eat Chipotle, this food I see every day.
Can I tell you, I kind of get it. Having worked at Pizza Hut, I get it.
Wait,
I never
so
got sick of it.
When you worked at Pizza Hut, you never got sick of it. You were just like any.
I never got sick of it, period. I still have not gotten sick of it. I used to make myself just weird concoctions, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get it.
But I mean, when you say make myself, you could, but there's something proprietary about, like, you couldn't make yourself a pizza at home. You can't take your knowledge of Pizza Hut and apply it to the Beaner household.
Are you asking that?
Yeah.
Because everything's, I don't have all the stuff. And even if I did, it'd be different.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I see.
Right? We've made pizza at home from scratch. And it's fine, but it's not. It's not Pizza Hut.
Hey, honey, great job. But you know what? It's no Pizza Hut.
Hey, but don't beat yourself up because nobody out-huts the pizza.
You're in Italy and there's some guy, you know, tossing it up in there. Hey, buddy, you're doing great back there, but just so you know, it's no Pizza Hut. So, but hey, who could be? What are you? You can't out Pizza the Hut.
Yeah, exactly.
I like Pizza Hut.
It's great.
It's better than Domino's. It's funny. How did Domino's take over?
Did it?
Well, it's like the number one.
Papa John's did.
I don't know. I feel like Domino's is still the number one pizza chain.
No,
Benny,
Pizza
Google
Hut.
it. All right.
Yeah,
you never do this, but I'm gonna do it right now.
All right. I'll tell you. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Domino's went through that phase where they like admitted, hey, we're a bunch, you know, our pizza sucks shit. We're starting over. Give us a new chance.
Chain in America or in the world?
Let's just do America.
America, okay. In terms of sales, Domino's Pizza is the number one pizza chain, holding that position since 2017. Pizza Hut and Little Caesars ranked second and third.
Wow.
Where's Papa John's? You're right. I would have thought Papa John's.
I don't know.
All right. I'm not going to do any more searching. I'm right, and that's the end of it. Okay. Well, do you have any other?
What year is your car? We haven't. I will tell you. We got our car Saturday, and we got it from CarMax. We got it from CarMax. It's a Honda Odyssey, and she's
a rare, coveted Honda Odyssey.
So now we have 3 cars because we lost the title to the Sienna, and so we were unable to sell it to CarMax because you have to have the title.
That's my nightmare. That anyone ever requires me to produce. I told you about the deed to the house.
What about it?
Well, just that someday I always worry like a guy could just come break in while we're out of
Do you
town.
know where it is?
No.
Yeah, I guess I don't know where mine is either.
I mean, you said that so accusatory.
No.
You don't know where your deed is? I don't know where mine is. You don't know where your car title is.
We still haven't found it. Erin is gonna have to, because it's in her name.
You have to like
every
write the
other
state or something.
Yeah, she has to go to the DMV and get a replacement title.
That'll be easy. Hey, that sounds quick and easy.
Oh, shit.
That sounds like just do that on your way home. That'll be no problem.
Oh God. Yeah.
I feel for you. I told you that what happened when we sold the car. You should just sell it on Craigslist because they won't ask for a title.
That's right. And then just go steal it.
Yeah, and then just go steal it back when the guy doesn't pay his parking tickets.
Yeah. Huh. It's pretty sweet though. I mean, this thing, it's like going to, because our old one was a 2008 and this is a 2019.
Oh man. Does it have like a whole electronic, like a
computer
iPad
screen, iPad thing.
Oh my God.
CarPlay.
Yeah.
Automatic window.
I'm jealous. We haven't had a new to answer your question, our car's a 2006.
How many miles on that bad boy?
Not that many. Only 160.
Wow.
Because it was not heavily used before we got it. So we got kind of lucky. But we've had it since the LA days. So like we've had it for I don't know, 8 or 9 years, maybe 10 years.
Okay.
And it's great. It's great, but I got every once in a while you get into your old car and when you have a kid and a dog and like my mother-in-law has a dog, you're carting stuff around, and every once in a while I'm like, I was at the dentist. I don't know why, but I had to go to the dentist today. And after the dentist, I got in the car and you smell, like you get in, you close the door, you smell it. And you're like, this smells like a poor person's car.
I know this. I know the smell you're talking about.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like, and we get it cleaned every once in a while. Like I get it detailed even every once in a while.
It's in the soul of the car. You
it's
can't
just
get that
in
out.
there deep. The dog hair and the old McDonald's and the road, too many. I've had too many like road features in there.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's sometimes you're nose deaf to it. Sometimes you get in there and you don't even notice, most of the time. But
how long are you hoping it lasts?
What's that?
How long are you hoping to have it till?
Man, I would like to at least get it to 200,000 miles. That seems like when stuff just starts
3 more years.
Yeah, probably. But that's like I had an Acura Legend and I got that to 200,000 miles, and the Toyota Camry was literally at like 199, and I think it was when it got totaled. But it would have kept going even past that. So I'd like to get it. That's the pride thing, to get them to 200,000.
Yeah.
But this one might not make it because these Prius batteries, it's not the miles, it's the years. So once you hit 20 years, they say the hybrid battery can just go, and then that's like a $5,000 replacement.
Oh, wow.
And so then it's like, what do you do? It might make sense to just go get a new car.
Yeah. Wow.
Car talk.
This
has been car talk. But yeah, tell me more about this Odyssey. So you're just cruising around. You just get in it at night. Just drive around Madison.
Yeah, just drive around.
Flashing the brights at people.
What's that? Flashing the brights?
Yeah, just cruising around Madison.
Yeah, man. It's got a entertainment system in the rear, so like you can pull down a screen between the captain's chairs, and then it's got a Blu-ray player. You put the disc in the dash, and it plays the movie for the kids in the back. You can hook into HDMI, so you can just put your phone on the screen for the kids. Oh.
Dude, that was like, it's like, what a dream. like kids that must not even be that big of a deal to a kid now because of iPads and stuff
Mhm.
and phones, and just like, of course, like my daughter just thinks we don't have an iPad, but I have Disney Plus on my phone.
Yeah.
So we usually wait till the last possible second, and then at dinners and stuff in restaurants, we're like, okay, just pull out the phone and let me
Yep.
watch your stuff. So but she just that must not be mind blowing to your kids. Like, it's like, oh yeah, there's a TV in the car. That's great. But for us growing up, because that like
Yeah.
kind of existed. There were
Yeah.
minivans that had like VHS
Yep.
players and video screens. I remember there used to be comics with jokes about like following around a car, like tailgating a van
watching
to
the
see
movie or
how
whatever.
like Pirates of the Caribbean ended or whatever. But
Yeah.
like but I never experienced it. I never had that. Most
Right.
kids didn't have that. So like when you're describing it to me, it's like, that sounds like the coolest fucking car.
I know, that's what I thought too. And I'm also thinking, like, because we have an iPad, and so we have a Velcro piece of shit that goes on the back of the headrest of the driver. And so
Yeah.
we've used that in the past. But that's like great for the kid behind the driver. Everyone else is like, I can't quite hear it. I can't see it. My neck hurts. I'm staring sideways. And so this is like everybody's looking up. So that'll be nice. And we're making a rule that we will only put stuff on it on long trips. None of this. Oh, we got to go to soccer practice. You guys want to watch The Simpsons while we drive? Because this is like
right.
But that's our goal.
Do you guys want to watch the Today Show on the way to school? You want to watch the weather segment?
But it's pretty sweet. But
well, I'm very happy.
It's so nice. We had no car payment forever. And now
there's always going to be something, dude.
I know.
I was thinking about that. I was like I'm 40, and I keep waiting for this time in my life where you're like, you're like, okay, I'm caught up.
Yeah.
Or like and I was like, what if that just never, you know what I mean? That just never happens. Like, you're just always sort of like chasing a thing.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, and then next year when we'll pay that out, and then and then
your furnace goes out.
You die.
Yeah, and then you die. And then you get shot in the back of the head.
You get shot in the back of the head by a guy robbing you. Yeah, I don't know. Because like we just the house thing is, you're right. The furnace goes out, or like, all right, we have a driveway and they did a patch when they replaced the sewer line out to the street. So like they had to cut up the driveway, and then they patched this 10-foot section of it, but it's like sinking. So I gotta get a concrete guy to come out and fix that.
And that's on you?
Yeah. It's just
even though the city screwed it up.
I mean, it wasn't the city, it was like a company, this plumber. I could call them, I'd find out, I could like call them, but it was like a couple years ago, so it's like,
I would make the phone call.
You would?
If there's an inkling of a chance that they would pay for it.
I gotta find out which I got to figure out who it was, but you know what?
You need a file system. That's why you need a file system.
You are more organized than me. It's just the truth. Did you do your taxes?
Yeah.
Were you just ready to go? Just fired them off, like had all the
I've
shit?
never been ready to go. I mean, I'm always like waiting till I can get everything, and then I want to get it done earlier so that I'm not like having to get an extension because my accountant's too busy to get it on time. So I always try, and I want the money. If
because you guys get money back.
If we don't the first time, I tell them this isn't gonna work for me. You gotta find something.
I like you guys, but you like Aaron has like a real job.
Yeah,
that takes taxes out.
Yeah,
so you have like a shot to get. Like we both, Heidi and I, are like, freelance employees essentially.
Well, also, I mean, don't you pay? Do you do quarterlies?
No.
Okay.
No.
See, I do that just because I don't want to bill at the end of the year. So, 4 times a year, I'll throw whatever.
Oh, so you for sure get money back? Yeah. Okay. No, I don't do anything till the end of the year. So like, I don't like, as good as I want to do on taxes, I always want to pay, like, I never want to get like money back. Like, to me, that's like too risky.
You never want to get money back?
But because of course I would love to get money back.
Yeah.
But it does not seem right.
It seems like that's I'm on their radar now.
Like shining the light on me a little too much. And then it's like, no. Let's pay a little bit just to keep them happy and nobody asking any questions. That's kind of the way I like to do it.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So just enough where I'm not going to go broke, but not enough, where it's going to attract any attention. That's my sweet spot. One time my dad, just full disclosure, my dad does my taxes.
Yeah.
And he was like, I was like, well, should we report this or this? And he goes, oh, I don't know. I mean, this is like, we were going over all the pros and cons. We're like, well, you get this much back if you did this. And I was like, well, Heidi did have this work. Should we report? And we went over all the pros and cons, like, the reasons why we should or shouldn't do it money wise. And then he finally hits me like, he goes, also, it is like the right thing to do. And I was like, oh yeah. More morale. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Ethics. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Of course. Yes. I do owe
to consider.
I should probably. Because like merch, do you report merch?
We'll talk about that in post-show banter.
Okay. Well, of course we both report everything.
Yeah, we both. Yeah.
Yeah. But then like I was like writing off buying the merch. Like I was like going over expenses.
I would do. As if I get caught, I'm gonna be like, no, it's promo. I give it away. I throw shirts into the crowd.
That's what I said. Like I've just got a t-shirt cannon at the end of my shows, just firing it.
Trying to get my name out there.
Yeah.
That's what I basically had to do when I was going into Canada with a merch full of shirts.
Yeah.
They were like, no, what is this? But I was like, oh, this promo stuff that I give away. She was like, sir, I'm not an asshole.
I told you how Canada won't book us now, or this.
Yeah, you sent me that screenshot.
Yeah, because of Trump.
I love that you were like, no, I'm not an American. I live in Portland.
Yeah, that guy. He, you know what? In his credit, he replied laughing, so he got the joke. We got, dude.
Yeah, we got to do topics.
Gabbing away here. Topic time.
Can I go first just because mine might be a dead end?
Yeah.
Today is St. Patrick's Day, right?
Yeah. You're an Irish guy, aren't you? Beaner from the Midwest and kind of reddish hair. No?
25% Irish.
Okay. That counts. That's a lot.
Okay, sure. Anyway, Shamrock Shakes are fucking garbage. That's my... Have we talked about this?
God, it sounds... We might have stumbled onto this organically.
I checked my old topics document and it didn't come up.
No, we've for sure talked about Shamrock Shakes, but I don't think it was a topic. I think it was just like we were sort of talking about stuff.
Because it came up with someone today and I can't... If they had Shamrock Shakes all year long, right, they would have discontinued them because it's gross.
File it under the thing of fast foods making stuff seasonal just because it's not good enough to make it on their menu full time. So like the McRib, also garbage.
I've never even had... I don't think I've ever had a McRib.
I mean, it's been a long time, but it's garbage.
Yeah. But yeah, Shamrock Shake. We've talked about mint, right? Mint as a flavor for ice cream.
Well, that we've argued about that because I like chocolate chip mint in my ice cream days.
Yeah,
chocolate chip mint was a big part of my life.
It's a big part.
It was a big part of me. I mean, literally, I think part of me was. That's what the doctor said. It was like there's a percentage of you that just is chocolate chip mint ice cream. That's. But yeah, you don't like mint as a flavor. Now, is that because it makes you think of toothpaste?
Could be. Could be.
What about like a peppermint patty, like a York peppermint patty?
No.
No, not even
Hard
that.
pass. They're not gross, but it's like they're not good. They're not fun. They're not candy. You know?
I mean, they totally are candy.
I mean, they're called candy, but
what about a candy cane?
What's the question? Do I like them?
Is that candy?
I mean, it is candy, but those are garbage too.
Peppermint.
Is that what candy canes are? Peppermint?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a bad example because I don't even like candy. I mean, nobody really likes. Did you ever have them when you were a kid? I don't even think they give them to kids anymore on Christmas time. I never see candy canes anymore.
I think you need to pay attention more because they're still out there.
I was laughing at last week. I should have cut up the clip. I didn't send you the video. I'll send you the video.
What was it?
We should cut up the clip of you because it was just making me laugh how you're like, and they don't tell you not to follow cars too closely. You're talking about how bad of a driver you are, you know?
Yeah.
And then I was like, I think they tell you. And you're like, yeah, but they don't tell you why. That's just so funny to me. You're just crashing into cars. Hey, nobody told me not to crash into these cars. God damn, it hurts. That's why you don't crash into cars. It ruins your car.
It should tell you that.
Yeah, my car's all screwed up now. You're saying I'm not paying close enough attention that there's lots of.
Well, you're saying, yeah, I think candy canes are still very popular around the Christmas season.
Okay. This is good because we're in an argument because I think there's way less candy canes.
Listen up, Holly. What? Heidi?
I think there's way less candy canes around now than there were when I was a child. I remember it was a big part of the candy, like the Christmas. They were all over the tree, and then you were expected to eat them, even though you'd take that plastic off and get all sticky, and then you'd get on shit and stick to stuff. You'd leave it on a table because you were sick of it, and then it was stuck to the table. It's just a disaster candy, and they get sharp. You'd lick them down to where they're like a shiv, you know?
Yeah.
Just bad candy. But I don't see any kids. Okay, so maybe I'm giving Ginger a bad Christmas experience, but I don't remember even seeing candy canes at like Target or wherever I go shopping for like Christmas stuff.
Oh, well, see, I do see them there, but I'm in the same boat as you. Like, I don't like them. I didn't like them. They're annoying. The stickiness. I remember all that. So I don't get them. I don't give them to my kids because it's a pain in the ass. But my wife does. They're like, oh, it's Christmas. We get candy canes. So we have candy canes. So I still see that. And I do see them at stores. Maybe Portland's doing away with them. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe they're bad for them. Maybe they're like conservative coded or something.
Oh.
Okay. Well, I'm backing you up. Shamrock Shakes are bullshit. Okay. But I can't back you up on the fact that mint is bad. I kind of like peppermint.
All right, that's fair.
So I just got to be honest there.
Well, I mean, it's a successful industry, so
yeah,
people are gonna like them.
Yeah. Okay, here's what I need backup on.
Yes.
That, you know, when you drop your kid off at school.
Yep.
And what I've noticed when we drop Ginger off at daycare, every parent like desperately does that last nose wipe, like one last wipe, like oh let me just wipe your nose because you don't want them to go in with the nose, like
with what, the booger or the snot drop,
or runny nose or any snot, because then you're like, oh my god, this kid is sick or whatever. But it's just such a futile effort. It's like, so then you're like, oh yeah, for the next 6 hours I'm sure this runny nose, she's not gonna, like, no one's gonna notice. Just this one last, let me get this one last wipe. It's just like it's just embrace it. Your kid has a runny nose.
Yeah.
And they're going to school.
It's like wiping a faucet that never got turned off all the way.
Yeah.
It's gonna keep coming.
That is exactly it. It's like you have a leaky faucet, and instead of just fixing the faucet, you're just like, oh, let me just wipe it one time. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, off you go, faucet. No one will notice.
Yeah, I agree.
Just let them go with the leaky nose. You don't have to rush emergency last wipe on the way in.
I agree. What made you think of that? Because witnessing other parents, or
yes. Well, and then my wife is often like, "Oh my God, don't let her one last wipe,"
Yeah.
And I'm. You feel the pressure. I feel the same pressure. Like it's like because it's been put on me. See, I'm trying to free myself of that pressure. And then a lot of times I don't always have the wipes. Then you're like in the car, my dirty, smelly, poor person car, looking for some sort of old Chipotle napkin. To wipe my daughter's nose.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, man. The teacher's gonna have to wipe it like 70 times today. What's 71? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's the difference? Just let her just go to school with hey, here's my kid. Just get that hanky ready. Get a practice one in right now.
Who gets Ginger ready before, like in the morning before school? Is it both of you?
When I'm home, I'll give you the exact routine. It is down to a tick. Because like when I'm home, I get up first. I make the coffee. I unload the dishwasher. I make her lunch and I make her breakfast. I get Ginger to go to the potty. I usually let her watch her show while I'm making her breakfast, and then I get her to eat. And then my wife gets up. She has to do her hair because she's doing something with her bangs. I can't do any of that. So she does the hair, and then I take her to school.
See, that's what I was going to ask, was about the hair, because I get that the cliche. You hear that? Oh, we always know when Daddy brought in, and like it's cliched, but I'm still offended because it's just like, what do you fucking want from me?
I know.
I brush it. I don't brush
it. Yeah, I brush the hair. I just
can't put it in a
I can't do a ponytail. I try to wrap the hair tie.
Yeah.
And it just gets loose every time, or the hair falls. It just always falls apart on me.
I can't keep it in my own ponytail.
Yeah, and you have a pony. That's what's crazy. You could be practicing all the time.
I come in looking disheveled, and they're surprised that she looks disheveled. But whatever.
Yeah, I get the outfits thing, because if I put the outfit on her, oh, it's a dad outfit. Dad, oh, wacky dad out. And it's like, she's 4. You should have seen what she wanted to wear.
I feel like she's not in her Spider-Man costume.
Yeah, which we did send her to school in a couple times.
That's great.
All right. Great.
I'm backing you up. Yes, of course.
You're backing me up. That's it. Thank you everybody for listening. I have my album recording this weekend when this comes out, I believe, March 20th and 29th in Portland, Oregon. Buy tickets if you're in Portland, or tell people who live in Portland. And Johnny,
I'm so excited to hear how it goes. I know it's going to go great.
Yeah.
And I will hear about it next week, right? No, I won't hear about it.
No, not next week. 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But by the time this comes out,
right, they'll have heard it. April 18th, Venture Brew Company in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin. Yes. That's
you always sound like you're booking them right as like the emails coming in as you're promoting them.
As we wrap up our topics, I'm like, oh shit, my calendar,
$800 plus a bonus at 50%. Okay. Hotel, no travel. All right. I guess that works. All right. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for listening to
the Cavalry.